Hey, so I want to take you guys through some of the stuff that we've got this year. And if you're one of our volunteers and helping with any of our programs, all of this stuff is available for you to use for the program. All right, I'm going to start off here with our projector. We got a bunch of new projectors this year, and they're so much nicer than what we've had before. So these things are 3,500 lumen, so they push out a tremendous amount of light. Even when there's quite a bit of ambient light out there, you can still see these really well on the screens. Also, these autofocus, and everything is integrated. So all you have to do is hook this up to a media player if you want to use your phone or your tablet or something like that, or connect it to Wi-Fi, and you can stream directly onto the projector. So we can connect these up with all of our microphones and our speakers, so you can have a live sound production. You can do karaoke. There's all kinds of stuff you can do with them. So we're really excited about those. They're just going to be a big part of what we've got going on this year. And then over here, get behind me here. So we have, this is all the projector stuff that comes along with it. So in this box, we have the remote, the power cables, and this is our screen. So instead of the inflatable screens, or I guess I should say in addition to the inflatable screens, we've got these 200-inch solid frame screens. So these can be put up inside a lot easier. There's a lot less power requirement than the big inflatable screens. So we've still got the 30-foot, the 25-foot, the 20-foot inflatable screens for you guys to use. But we also have these 200-inchers, and they work really well for smaller venues and if you've got limited height space, things like that. So all that, you can get that all together, get pieces however you want it, whatever you need for your classes and for your programs. We also have the bags. It's down here behind me. I'm not going to pick them up, with the one arm thing going on. But that's got the frame and the tripods and all those things. So with one arm, I already did a video on this. I'm going to post a little bit later. I can actually set all of this stuff up and get the movies going with just one arm fairly easily. So that's a nice part of the way these are set up. And if you want the bigger screens, we've got plenty of volunteers who can go out there and set them up for whatever your classes are, for whatever your event is. And then we've got speakers. We've got tons and tons of speakers. So these are subwoofers. I wonder why a bass player has big stacks of subs. So we've got a 15 inch, and then a cabinet with 4 10s in it, and we have a whole bunch of other bass amps. Some of them are self-powered. This one runs with the Black Star power head. I'm having a hard time talking tonight, so let's keep going with this. Then we have these are our powered speakers. So these, you plug in, they've got the amplifier, everything. So you can run them with movies, you can run them with microphones. So let's go back over here. And so we've got these microphones, we've got 4 of them, and these plug in with just a single connection. They can plug into any 1/4-inch audio jack. And so for our powered speakers, if all you need is a speaker for a PA system, we can send you out with these microphones. These are JBLs. They're really nice quality. They put out some really cool sounds, and they're easy to use. And that's what we're going for on most of this stuff, is really easy to use. And then over here, this is one of our mixing cabinets. This one is mine personally, but you guys can use it for the program. I'm totally fine with that. I'm happy to let you take it out. So we've got our Ellen Heath CQ18 mixer. So this can run all kinds of stuff through here. And we've got lavalier microphones, body packs. So if you want to do interviews, and that's really what I got this for, so we can do big round table interviews and PTSD stories with our groups at our events. So we can hook 9 people up to this the way it's set up right now. We're going to be able to add more later on. But when you get it, it's going to have everything you need. I mean, you see all the cables. It's like Skittles with all these different bright colored cables, the XLRs, 1/4-inch. And we also have our Mackie Thump Go speaker system, and that has a subwoofer and regular speakers. So it's got the mids and the tweets, and those are all battery powered. And so you can set those up. Again, we're trying to go for some of these spaces we found ourselves in over the past 2 years. We really need to reduce our power consumption, or we need to increase our power output. So generators are noisy. I don't like running with generators unless I absolutely have to. So we're just reducing the power at the site that we have to use. Of course, you have to charge them up beforehand, but you're not worrying about it while you're out there. So all that stuff goes out. We also have pretty much everything you need. So if you wanted to run a full concert, we get some pretty amazing sound with that as well. So this is our Shure wireless body pack for instruments. So you can use this for guitars and such. We also have in-ear monitoring systems with 4 headsets. So, you know, drummers don't need in-ear monitoring. They're so loud. So there's enough for everybody else in your band or whatever else it is you're doing for your class or for your event. And then over here, so I was talking about our mobile studio. This is really it right here. That green bag holds the cameras. I carry that around with me, so if I need to do a video real quick on something, I've got that and I can just go. But the rest of this, we've really got everything that you could possibly need. So when we did the introduction to the mobile studio, we've got the LED lights, those are in the box. We've got tripods, those are in the box. Cabling, extra wires, tools, and then on the top of it is the Milwaukee carry-on, there we go, the Milwaukee carry-on power station, and that'll run the mobile studio for about 12 hours. It's pretty cool system the way it's set up. We've also got our shotgun microphones. Those are pretty easy to set up. Our shotgun mics are wireless, so you just hook them to your camera and you don't have to worry about tripping over stuff. Those also will run 8 to 12 hours for the shotgun microphones and the receivers. And then my hand, see, I don't know if this is gonna make noise for you. So I've got the Rode Go Wireless Pro 2. I've got one set of those. We also have a DJI set as well, so we can do videos with those. So we've got the smaller portable stuff, and then we've got the bigger stuff for larger productions. You know, some of the stuff is really heavy. I mean, this box over here with all this audio equipment, I don't even know what it weighs. I'm not even gonna try and lift it until I heal a little bit more. So, if you want to help out heroesdivingforthesea.org, go to admin at heroesdivingforthesea.org. Reach out to Aubrey, and she will direct you to the people who need the help the most. And really, when it comes to help, it's me. I need help with technology. I need help editing videos. I need help posting videos. We also, I guess, in general, we need some IT volunteers, people to help with the day-to-day management of the website and help out with our scavenger hunts and fundraisers and all those sorts of things. Always as a nonprofit, you need people to help with fundraisers. We've got a great team right now. They're writing all kinds of grants, doing amazing things. I got one guy that just keeps showing up with boats and didn't even ask for the boats. He's just finding them and bringing them, and it's cool. I love boats. I love scuba diving. I love fast cars and bass guitars. That's kind of my thing, or my things. So anybody who just brings me boats, they're going to be, you know, one of my top 10 people. So with all of this stuff, all you have to do is schedule it, and you can reach out to Aubrey, and she'll be able to take care of that and help you out. We also, as we're going through the process, what we want to do is make sure that we're doing everything right. So let me give you an example. In the state of Idaho, if you're doing a raffle, raffles, schools, churches, a few other places, churches, schools, nonprofits can do raffles. Most people cannot, but you have to apply for a gaming license, a charitable gaming license through the state of Idaho. And when we did ours initially, the information we were given was wrong. We went through a huge process, a bunch of us doing background checks, fingerprints, all that other stuff. Turns out all that information we had was complete crap. The Lottery Commission reached out to us, very, very nice people, helped us out, walked us through the process. To actually do it right was 100 times easier than the nonsense that we started. So here it is right here. This is Heroes Diving for the Seas charitable nonprofit, or charitable gaming license. That's what it's called. Okay. Other stuff. So I mentioned that if people want to use this equipment, the priority is obviously Heroes Diving for the Sea. If you're doing one of our programs, you're teaching a class, you're doing an event, you know, for our 5K this summer, we're going to use a lot of this stuff. We used a lot of it for Hearts and Heroes, and Hearts and Heroes is going to be an annual event for us. We've got our summer concert series coming up. We're going to use a lot of this equipment for that as well. And then for classes, when we do our scuba classes, so right now we've got April classes full. I mean, that filled up in minutes. And then we've got June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. Those classes, we're going to have the reservations up for those shortly. So we're going to do a class every month. Now, as part of the class, the open water stuff is all going to be done local. You don't have to go on trips for the weekends to actually do your open water dives. But it's not nearly as much fun if you're not doing the open water dives in the open water. So every month that has a fifth weekend, we are going to go out, and all of our participants who have been through any of the diving programs or anything else for that matter, we're going to take all of this stuff out. We're going to have movies and games and all that kind of stuff set up for your kids, because we want you to be able to engage and play with your families while we're doing this. We don't want you to leave the kids behind and the wives behind, boyfriends, girlfriends, all that stuff. We want this to be a family event. So we've got board games. We've got one of those axe throwing games. We've got inflatable things for the kids. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that we're going to have when we do these programs. So for those of us who are part of the diving portion of this, we're going to go diving, and there's going to be fun stuff for the rest of the family to do. All right? Let's see, what else? There's tons of stuff I always want to say on these, and I forget. Sorry. So let's talk about priority. One of the things I talked about earlier in a previous video was the person who has the second highest priority on taking this stuff out is Rulin from No Limit Guitar Company and Piano Gallery. Now, Rulin's donated a lot of stuff for the program. So if we were to make him a priority because he donated stuff, that would be illegal. That's a quid pro quo. And we want to avoid stuff like that. Again, this is why we need help making sure we're doing everything right, our paperwork is filed properly, all those things. Getting a bunch of us together to do this right, we're all going to be better off, and we're going to have more fun. So how can I say Rulin gets to have higher priority on this stuff than everybody else? Well, that's the announcement for the next program we're doing. Guy came up to me a couple months ago and said, hey, have you guys thought about music stuff? And there's a lot of theories that music helps treating PTSD. And I'd heard some of this stuff, and so he starts giving me all this literature. And the number one musical instrument that it says that helps with PTSD is the bass guitar. So he immediately got my attention. And what it is it's the rhythms. The deep tones are soothing. They're much more soothing. And it's the interaction between the hands. So you have your fretting hand, and then your plucking hand or picking hand, depending on whether, don't pick. Bass guitars, don't pick. Leave your picks at home. All right? So anyway, it's the combination and coordination of the hands, and it also takes you out of your head, kind of like scuba diving does. So Rulin and I are working right now to put together a program. So we're going to test the theory that the bass is helpful for PTSD treatment. We're also diving into the ukulele. So ukes have 4 strings, just like the bass guitar. They certainly play different. There's a lot of variations in there, but we're going to try that out. And one of the reasons for the ukuleles is same basic principles as the bass, but they're light. They're light and they're small. So we don't have to pack a lot of equipment if we're going to do stuff like that. Now, with everything that we're doing, if you want to jump in and tack a program on and be one of, do a kind of one of these orbital programs with us, all of those programs last for 1 year. It's a 1-year test period. And if we continue on past a year, the trustees have to vote on that, and then the operations board has to bring forth a recommendation that the trustees vote on that to continue the program on. But we're using the same diagnostic metrics for all of our programs, so we can track them reasonably and get some really good data. So we've partnered up with a hyperbaric chamber or hyperbaric facility, and they've got doctors and all kinds of people like that are tracking the data. So we're going to use the same diagnostic tools that the hyperbarics are using for scuba, for bass, for any of these other programs that we're putting in here. Because ultimately what we want is to help you live better lives. Be more functional. Functional with society is great. Functional at work, if you're working, is great. But you've got to be more functional with your families. I mean, I'm bad at that. All of us are to an extent. Some of them are worse than others. Some of them are better. And then the suicides. We got to stop the suicides, guys, girls. We lost another hero last week. I'm not going to get into the details of that. He hadn't been involved in our program yet. He was on our list, but we weren't able to get to him to get him into the program before this happened. And it's gut-wrenching every time something like this happens. So whatever we can do to help, that's what we're here for. So best thing you can do to help us, like, share, and subscribe to our videos, get them out there. Also, if you want to tell your story, reach out to heroesdivingforthesea.org and go to our question page, and we'll sit down and work with you. And you can tell your story just like I did with Jenny Ball. I've got a few others that we're getting ready to post over the next few days. The studio's torn up right now because of the problems we had with our wiring, but I can come to you, or we can do something remotely. But again, I need somebody to help with IT to do that, because it's not going to work well if it's left to me to do, remote interviews and things like that. So that's kind of what we've got going on right now. Lots of fun stuff happening. Tons of stuff happening this weekend. Hearts and Heroes was a lot of fun. We had a great time. And having these scuba classes scheduled has been a tough thing to do, but we've got it done. We're going to be able to take 8 people per class. So we're going to get a ton of people through our programs this summer. Also, for those of you who want to volunteer, we've got our shirts. Actually very similar to mine. So military is going to be green, law enforcement is going to be blue. We all have the flags, so you can do Idaho flags, whatever state you're from, because we can do our programs in any state. It doesn't matter. We're to that point now where we can move on past Idaho's borders. So this shirt is for one of our Marines. It's got the EGA on it. You've got, let's see if I move here. So, that's wrong. Reversed. Okay, so I've got the Army Star on mine because, well, I was in the Army. So anyway, we'll have the branch-specific stuff on the shirts and the uniform stuff. We're really going to focus on putting your state flags on those, just because our programs, as they're starting to move from state to state and we're expanding, we want to actually kind of be able to see, who's from what state and things like that. So we're looking forward to the summer. It's going to be exhausting. Keep watching our videos for the gold and silver scuba weight scavenger hunt. That's a fun one. And let us know what you'd like to do too. If you come up with an idea, like bass guitar for PTSD treatment, let us know. If it doesn't make sense for us and it's not something we can do reasonably, then we'll tell you that we need to do, look at something else. But if anything that we can do reasonably and fit in to help everybody out, that's what we're here for. That's what we want to do. We want you guys to live healthy, happy lives and stop the damn suicides. So everybody, have fun, be safe, take care of each other, and I'll see you in the next video.